Welcome to Lotus Comic Express. We're here live with Mark Turmell, guys. This is absolutely a surreal experience for me. He's the creator of NBA Jam, was involved in, and I believe one of the creators of Total Carnage, which I used to play out of all the time, and as well as Smash TV, guys. Tremendous honor to have you on the show.
It's good to be here.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. This is my first time to actually any of the retro arcade shows, and so it brings a lot of memories back for me. I've been making games. My first game came out in 1980, and so I did Apple II, Atari 2600, ColecoVision,
right.
N64. Before I got into the coin-op business.
That's awesome.
And so, a lot of the memories I'm feeling here, it brings me right back to when I was a teenager and, programming in my basement, trying to piece something together. So it's been great to be here.
Do you have a favorite game as far as all the games that you've created?
Yeah, so, it's interesting. The mechanics that I used back in the day, whether it be for Turmoil or even Smash TV, the mechanics themselves still hold up today. But I tell you, probably my favorite game that I've developed is N.F.L.Blitz.
Awesome.
I'm a big football fan, big sports fan. NBA Jam, Showtime. I really love those games. A lot of variety. But N.F.L.Blitz, the violence, the power, the speed,
right.
the competitiveness of it, is probably the favorite game that I've developed.
Was there a big confliction with the blood as far as Blitz goes?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of drama.
That's what I was wondering.
It's interesting when people saw N.F.L.Blitz come into the arcades, and then the home version, people thought, wow, that's a violent take on the sport. But it's NFL licensed. The NFL came in to Midway.
That's awesome.
Before we launched the game, they came into Midway and they played the game.
Yeah.
And they said, excuse us, we're going to go into a room and talk for a few minutes. They walked into a room, the two representatives from the NFL, and they came back out and they said, we're sorry, we're going to wash our hands of this game.
That sucks.
And we're going to give you your money back. And we said, whoa, wait a minute. And I said, let me strip out the violence from the game. And we'll test it over the weekend, and then we'll come back at you next week. And so I did that. And so I actually removed the violent moves from N.F.L.Blitz. And so the game that you all see today is actually the mild, slimmed down version.
That's what I was kind of wondering, because it was that was the game I played when I was about 13, 12, like right around there from my age.
Yeah.
And I played it all the time, and it was amazing as a game.
Well, it was fast and furious, and somebody scores a touchdown, you go knock them down anyway.
Right.
So we stripped out all the violent moves, and we put it back in the arcade. It was still the #1 arcade game, and so that's what we actually converted and launched into the consumer marketplace. And so it's funny, people think it's violent, but it's really the watered down version.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now Smash TV was my favorite, or Total Carnage.
Well,
those two.
My favorite game of all time is Robotron.
That's awesome.
Right. So Robotron, developed by Eugene Jarvis, a good friend of mine, and there's something magical about the dual joystick, control.
Right.
And so when I joined, it was Williams Electronics at the time. I came and I said, okay, I'm going to revive the dual joysticks and do another dual joystick game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I embarked on Smash TV with John Tobias, who is my art partner.
Yes, sir.
John went on to develop Mortal Kombat, and I went on to develop NBA Jam after we did Smash TV and Total Carnage. And then we both kind of got into the digitized content. And I actually work with John still today at Zynga.
That's awesome.
We're still making games.
You guys are amazingly creative with the work that you do. How is it, after 36 years of, actually being in the game world, how has it changed?
Well, it's interesting. I mentioned that the mechanics all stay the same.
Yeah.
And it's really true. When you think about, say, NBA Jam, that game actually made $1 billion.
Wow.
1 quarter at a time, 4 billion quarters in the first 12 months.
Right.
So it's really a microtransaction game. And so now you look at games on mobile devices where they're free to play, but then there are microtransactions to carry you through with more lives or power-ups. So it's very similar. You need to get in there, and you need to make a wow factor for the players right off the bat. You need to hook them that first quarter. You need to get then the second quarter and the third quarter. And so the same kind of philosophy applies.
Okay.
A lot's changed. You know, I used to do all the art. You used to do all the music, the sounds, and the programming. Nowadays, of course, you need experts in lighting and modeling and, you know, audio. The soundtracks are amazing.
Which is very cool.
And,
I mean, just the transition between that, you know, the evolution of gaming itself is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it went from one guy to maybe 3 guys to maybe, you know, 15 guys.
Right.
And now, of course, you have teams that are 50, 60 routinely. And then, of course, there are some games where there are hundreds.
Right.
Yeah, so it's it just continues to evolve, but it's really, there are more experts in each little discipline: lighting, camera work. Yeah, it's all needed.
And I know we were kind of talking offset a little bit. With Total Carnage, I hear that maybe you might actually reamp that game. Is that true? Is there talk about that?
There's always a lot of talk about a Smash TV sequel.
Smash TV, okay.
Warner Brothers, once Midway melted down about 10 years ago, Midway filed bankruptcy. Warner Brothers came in and they picked up the properties. And then Electronic Arts actually picked up the sports properties. So I went off and worked at EA Sports, where we did NBA Jam and N.F.L.Blitz, kind of revived those in the last several years. And then Warner Brothers has, you know, of course, Mortal Kombat, and they still have Smash TV. So there's always talk of it, and I'm always, you know, poking the people that are in the mix. But I'm not.
I'd love to see a remix of that.
Hey, I would love to
Smash
see
TV or Total Carnage.
Yeah,
I mean, I would love to play that again as an adult.
Yeah, they actually still hold up.
So which is amazing.
60 frames a second. You got to be 60 frames a second, and those games work. So,
it's true.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any new projects that you're able to talk about on screen?
Yeah. So I have a new game that's coming out from Zynga. It's going to run on all mobile devices. It's a Wizard of Oz based match 3 game.
Very cool.
And it's actually extraordinary because you've got all of the visuals from the film. You've got all that beautiful music, things that people really can relate to and they remember, they recall. And when you look at the casino floor, you go to Vegas, I mean, it's dominated by properties like Wizard of Oz or Willy Wonka.
That's true.
And so bringing it to a match 3 experience where you're going down the yellow brick road and you're encountering the different characters and the moments from the film, it really strikes a chord with that audience. So it's a little bit different than Total Carnage.
Right.
But I think it's going to be big, and that comes out worldwide.
So is there going to be like cinematic sequence in the actual game itself, or
all the characters there, all the music, all the VO? It's fully all the licensed content that you'd imagine is there.
Very cool. That for supporters that may not know of you yet, or maybe have not played one of your games, is there a place that we can actually go to help support what you're doing?
Well, the app stores, starting in May, will be worldwide for Wizard of Oz, and you can go in Google, iOS, the App Store.
Yes, sir.
Is where it's all at. So.
Well, we really appreciate your time. I know you didn't have a lot of it. Guys, this is amazing. Mark Turmell, creator of NBA Jam, creator of Total Carnage, and obviously 36 years in business, guys. Coming out with newer games. I cannot wait to see the evolution of what he's going to bring out next.
Yeah, great.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Come check out Lotus Comic Express, lotuscomics.com, and we'll see you here real soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.